talk to me.
How's it going?
Welcome. There you go.
Do I sit here?
Please.
Right.
Sit right beside me. It's Wes, right?
Yeah.
I've become a fan. Welcome
Oh, wow.
so much. Go ahead, introduce yourself, your full name, and I think people will recognize you, but for redundancy.
I'm Wes Dunlap. I'm technically not the director, if you will, but sort of the shadow director behind the scenes. Sort of helping. Alex was didn't really have much direction as a person, and I sort of was like, here's what you're gonna do. I was sort of pulling the strings behind the scenes, if you will.
Ooh, the secret director telling us first and foremost. So I have to admit something. This movie is the reason that I'm in this room because it was my favorite of the festival. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but I'm going to because it was certainly my kind of comedy. It's what I was calling taking comedy seriously. The way that your face got so red as you were fighting for your side of the argument. And I love that. Do you think that that's kind of is that your own brand of comedy, or do you think that's kind of maybe like a more modern brand of comedy? Because I feel like we have a history of cinema that's very schlocky, but you guys really took it to the max.
Yeah, that's a good question. I think it's a combination of a couple things. I think it's a bit, there's flavors of our own type of humor, but then it's also very modern. I think it kind of represents, I don't know, it's like extreme human emotion and misery is sometimes kind of funny. It's all circumstances. I don't know, bad circumstances are funny, and then people reacting negatively are funny.
Absolutely. I guess I'm more asking about the entire channel, Enzo the Magazine. I have become a giant fan. I am so excited to tell you right off the top that you guys won the Filmmakers Award for Outstanding Cast Performance in a Comedy. Give them one more round of applause for that, guys. You absolutely deserved it.
Wow, thank you.
So this was a story based on an idea that Alex, Will, and Michael all came up with together.
Yeah.
Right?
Which I sort of gave them the idea
Okay,
to have
you
that
gave
idea.
them the idea, okay.
They were like, we should come up with an idea that'll then be the idea of a short film. And I was like, here's the idea that should become the short film. Don't credit me. I just want to be an actor. I don't want to, steal the spotlight. And then the rest is history. And then I gave them the idea, they ran with it, and then we're here today.
Piggybacking off that, so you guys have an entire channel of movies just like this, of videos. I would say, like, the last one that I remember watching is Suffering Contest.
Oh yeah.
So that one's a little bit more of like a follow with like a phone or a lower grade camera.
It was a black magic, which we just colored not well. That was which we made. That was a pilot that my friend, the other one, Zach, the tall one, and I wrote, and we were like, we should make this whole thing for like $250. And looking back, I'm like, that's not enough money. And it looks really bad, and everyone's like, the sound sounds like shit, and it looks bad, and I'm like, yeah, I know.
So this one made it to the big screen. You decided to put it through the film festival circuit. What's the difference between the videos that go up on the channel and something like this? Was there significantly more thought, money, preparation involved? What's the difference between those videos and this one?
I guess, there's, jokes aside, Alex Sovoda is a very dear friend of mine, the guy who directed this. Enzo the Magazine was originally an idea that he came up with, and it's sort of a channel. The channel's sort of an amalgamation of, I don't know, there's video articles. Originally it was a print magazine, and that's kind of how we all met each other, because we're all writing for this print magazine, and then started making media content for the magazine, and then started making short films, and then
I actually just assumed that it was a really quirky name for a channel, just called a magazine when it's actually all videos.
It really did start as a print magazine. Alex Sovoda started it in Detroit, Michigan, and somewhere out in the middle of nowhere, and he was working at a deli or something, and then it was like, yeah, I gotta come up with he's like, print media, and he came up with the name Enzo because he watched a YouTube video where it was like, if you have a 2-syllable meaningless name, like that'll pop with people, and he was like, Enzo. So as far as what the difference is between different, I mean, a lot of those videos, something like Suffering Contest was like, Alex helped a lot with that. That was just something where we were like, this is an idea for a show that we then wanted to pitch around. Something like this is like a more, we all kind of do different stuff. Alex, I'm mainly an actor, writer. Alex is writer, director. People do different stuff. And I don't know, I mean, he put a lot of thought and care to this one, so I think he then wanted to go through the festival route with it, but there's some stuff that's more just, there's a lot of those videos that are very just shot on an iPhone and kind of meant for YouTube, for lack of a better way of putting it.
Well, I love them all.
It's very easy to just speak, and like you kind of, at a certain point, you kind of leave your body and you're looking down at yourself, you're like, what the fuck are you talking about? you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. You're just, I heard the end of that sentence and I was like, I have no clue what I'm saying. Maybe it's those $4 well drinks down at the bar. You know what I mean?
I mean, I honestly could ask you questions forever about this.
I'm happy to, I love talking.
I have an entire hour, but I'm going to ask you one more for the moment,
Sure.
And then I'm going to hand it over to the audience. So guys, if you got any questions for Circumstantial Forgiveness, get them ready. And if you don't have any, I'm going to ask more of my questions. So you better beat me to it. So my semi-final question is, this seemed like a pretty collaborative process, but I mean, we had 3 people that, well, you originally came up with the idea, and then 3 people took the credit, and now,
I like that. I like that narrative. I don't know if this is being recorded or anything. If that could be sort of,
it is being
if that could be the main soundbite, that would be great. Sort of West Dunlap came up with this idea, which then sort of trickled down economics style, then became this project.
But what does the collaborative process look like between the writers and the actors in the room? It looked like that was a ton of improv that probably was really put together in the cutting room.
Yeah. The true answer is Alex did write this script, and then he reached out. He organized me, Leo, Will Duncan, very talented Will Duncan, the guy with the glasses. Actually, is he wearing glasses in this short? He's not wearing glasses. He wears glasses in his real life, but he's not wearing glasses in this short. And then Haley Steele, very funny person. The 4 of us got together, and I think Alex came to us with the script. We rehearsed it a bit. We were, very open and kind of messed around with some beats and some potential improvs and wrote some of them down. And then on the day, Will is so fun to improvise with. We've worked together a couple times, and I think Alex is very, very improv forward and kind of builds the set around that. And so everything was shot in 2 cameras to allow, because it's such a nightmare to try and shoot improv with 1 camera, and then you're doing it, you're like, okay, we're improvising, then you go to the other coverage and you're like, okay, remember that kind of like funny, weird little moment we had? Let's try and like capture that moment again. With 2 cameras, you can kind of just sort of seamlessly make that all happen. So it was the script, and then we sort of build on it in rehearsals, and then just on the day, I don't know, let loose and let wild. And I honestly can't remember what was on the page or I think it was probably most of it was on the page, and then some fun moments for us just messing around, seeing if we could jab at each other or make each other laugh.
I'd love to turn it to you guys. And you think this was a hilarious short? Who's got
It'd be funny if you all just were like, had no reaction. You're like, nah, I don't know.
Who's got any questions for these guys about the process, about the people, about the comedy of it all? Go ahead, back in the back. Let's see if we can project. It's a small enough room.
Can you hear me?
Kind of.
When it comes to sound design, there's a lot of talking over each other. Were there challenges?
That's a great question.
Sound?
Yeah, it's a great question for the sound mixer. And if I'm being honest, I was sort of the person behind the sound mixer. I was sort of giving them notes along the way. The sound mixer was very confused. No, there's a great sound. I don't know, kind of just the power of sound mix. And again, sort of the 2 cameras thing, that's much harder to cut. I've worked on stuff where it's similarly, fast paced and a lot of moving, and it's 1 camera and it's so hard to cut around. Versus 2 camera, you just have a lot more freedom, and then a great sound mixer and sound capture or sound recordist. who was great. And a good sound mixer.
Yeah, I think we got time for maybe one more question from the audience. And if not, I'm gonna ask one more question. Like, was this the same, you got a lot of the same cast throughout the videos. Is this the same crew? Is this the, like, what's the origin story of how all of these people came? I mean, you're not gonna go through every single person, but is there a place where a lot of these people came from, and how do I join?
We, most of us were basically all just friends. I met Alex years ago. He's a dear friend of mine. That's why I feel comfortable giving him little jabs about his creative process, because at the end of the day, he's a very near and dear friend of mine, and I love him very much, and we'll always be good friends. And everyone was kind of just a friend. Like, we all sort of have the same name.
Does everyone have a background in either acting or improv or comedy?
In the cast of Circumstantial, yeah. I'm mainly an actor. I've been acting for a bit. Will's a very talented comedian / actor. Haley, same thing, very talented comedian actor. Leo, very talented comedian or actor / musician. Maria, great actor. Actually, yeah.
Any last notes, any last messages you would like to give to your audiences for this, to find you, any last thing you want to say about this production that's left unsaid?
No, a lot's been said in it. A lot of good stuff's been said. Kind of by all. I've been hearing a lot of, you guys have been great. Me and you, I feel like we're on the same wavelength. I'm looking at you. Oh, now he's quiet. Come on.
Wes, thank you so much for gracing us with this movie. One more round of applause for Circumstantial Forgiveness.
Thank you. All right. Well, what should I do with this?
Enjoy. Here, I'll take that.
Sweet. Thank you.
Thank you.